Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's presentation. I'm excited to be here with you. Today, we'll be exploring Mega Goal 1.1, focusing on reading. Our unit is titled, Take My Advice. Since this is the first slide, I just want to give you a quick overview of what we'll cover today. We'll look at some key reading strategies, discuss the importance of advice in stories, and see how to apply these skills. Let's get started and enjoy the session. On this slide, we're going to explore some key aspects of junk food and its impact on our health. First, let's look at what makes junk food so attractive. Ingredients like sugar, salt, and unhealthy fats that make these foods not only tasty but also hard to resist. These ingredients trigger our brain's reward system, making us crave more. Next, we'll discuss the factors that lead to addiction to junk food. Things like emotional stress, busy lifestyles, and marketing strategies all play a role in making it difficult to break free from these habits. We'll also learn how to recognize signs of junk food addiction, such as cravings even when you're not hungry, feeling guilty after eating, or difficulty controlling portion sizes. Knowing these signs helps us become more aware and take action. After that, I'll answer some common questions you might have about junk food and addiction, clarifying any doubts. Finally, we'll talk about why it's important to change our eating habits and explore practical ways to stick to those decisions. Making these changes can significantly improve our overall health and well-being. Remember, understanding these points is crucial to overcoming junk food cravings and making healthier choices that align with your overall health goals. Now, let's take a closer look at this slide. The key words here are healthy and habit. These are fundamental because developing healthy habits is essential for improving our overall well-being. When we talk about habits, we're referring to the routines or behaviors that we regularly do, often without even thinking about them. The numbers and letters you see are part of a code system designed to help us understand and remember different habits and their importance. For example, the numbers 1 through 7 and the letters A through Z are used to categorize various habits, making it easier to identify which habits are beneficial and which ones need improvement. Now, the title Breaking the Getting is a prompt for us to think about how breaking bad habits leads us to develop good, healthy ones. It's about transformation, changing something negative into a positive action. Looking at the table, you'll see a sequence that helps us decode and connect these habits. This coding system is a tool for self-assessment and goal setting. It encourages us to analyze our current routines and identify where we can make positive changes. Overall, the main takeaway here is that by understanding our habits through these codes, we can better focus on breaking unhealthy patterns and establishing new, healthier ones. This process is key to achieving long-term wellness and success. All right, let's take a closer look at this slide titled Read the Picture Strategy. As you can see, it features a variety of healthy foods like vegetables, fruits, salads, soups, and rice. The question here is, what do the pictures show? There are 3 numbered sections, and the slide asks, how many sections are there? The answer is, of course, 3. These sections help us organize different food groups, making it easier to understand balanced eating. Now, the main message here is about breaking the habit, getting healthy. This is a reminder that changing our eating habits is essential for better health. And finally, the title, What's the Title? Emphasizes that this slide is about learning how to recognize healthy choices visually and breaking old habits to make healthier decisions. It's all about connecting the visual cues to our goal of getting healthier. So, what does this title really mean? Essentially, it's telling us that stopping the consumption of junk food is a key step toward becoming healthier. Junk food, as we all know, is often high in unhealthy fats, sugars, and salt, and it usually lacks essential nutrients our bodies need. When we replace these with healthier options, like fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, we give our bodies the fuel they really need to function at their best. The most important concept here is that our choices directly impact our health. Cutting out junk food isn't just about losing weight. It's about improving our overall well-being, boosting our energy levels, and reducing the risk of chronic diseases. This idea ties back to the overall theme of the presentation, which is about making mindful lifestyle changes. Small decisions, like choosing healthier snacks, can have a big impact over time. So, by stopping junk food intake, we're taking a crucial step toward a healthier, more vibrant life. Let's take a moment to talk about skimming. Skimming can make you feel strong because it helps you quickly identify the main ideas and key points in any text. Now, you might be wondering, what is so good about a diet of vegetables and fruit combined with lean meat? Well, this kind of diet is all about balance and nutrition. It provides your body with essential vitamins, minerals, and protein, which are crucial for maintaining energy and overall health. Moving on, good eating habits are the foundation of a healthy lifestyle. They help us feel our best and stay strong over time. So, in this section, the main idea is to understand how smart choices in what we read and eat can have a positive impact on our well-being. Remember, making mindful decisions about both reading and eating can lead to a healthier, more energetic life. So, when we think of condiments, examples like ketchup or mayonnaise often come to mind. These are common additions to our meals that can enhance flavor, but also sometimes contribute to unhealthy eating habits. Now, can you think of other condiments? Maybe mustard, relish, or salad dressings. These are also popular and can be used in moderation. However, it's important to recognize that comfort eating is usually associated with junk food. Things like chips, candy, or fast food that are high in sugar, salt, and unhealthy fats. This kind of eating often becomes a habit, and unfortunately, it can be a sign that we're heading towards an addiction to these foods. Does comfort eating involve healthy food? Generally, no. It's more about seeking quick satisfaction rather than nourishing our bodies. And when we start associating hunger with fast food, thinking that's the only way to satisfy our cravings, that's another red flag for addiction. So why should we consider changing our eating habits? Well, understanding these signs and patterns can help us make better choices, leading to healthier lifestyles and improved well-being. And this section is all about exploring those key reasons and recognizing the signs that indicate a need for change. So, what do you do if a friend insists on offering you junk food? Well, the best approach is to turn down the offer politely. You can simply say no and then treat yourself to something that's healthier or that you really enjoy. It's important to stay firm in your decision without feeling guilty. This slide is all about understanding how to stick to your choices, especially when faced with tempting situations like peer pressure. Remember, refusing unhealthy options is a key part of maintaining your health goals. By turning down junk food and choosing better options, you're taking control and staying true to your commitments. This is an important step in building confidence and making healthier choices a natural part of your lifestyle. All right, let's take a closer look at the word ingredients. Think of ingredients as the building blocks of any food we prepare. They are the actual items we use to create a dish, whether it's flour, sugar, vegetables, or spices. Essentially, ingredients are the things that come together to make a particular food. Understanding what ingredients are is really fundamental because they determine the flavor, texture, and overall outcome of the dish. When we talk about cooking or baking, knowing your ingredients helps ensure you get the desired result. So, in the bigger picture, ingredients are the essential components that bring a recipe to life. Let's find a word that means having unhealthy food often when we feel stressed, bored, or lonely. This behavior is commonly called comfort eating. Comfort eating is a way many of us cope with difficult emotions by turning to food. It's important to recognize this pattern because it can impact our health and well-being over time. Throughout this presentation, we've been exploring how emotional triggers influence our habits, and comfort eating is a prime example of that connection. Understanding this helps us develop healthier ways to manage stress and emotions instead of relying on food as our only comfort. Let's talk about the word addiction. So, find a word that means liking to do something so much that you don't want to stop it. Basically, addiction is when someone really enjoys doing something, maybe even to the point where it's hard to stop. It's important to understand that addiction isn't just about habits. it often involves a strong compulsion that can affect a person's life. This idea connects to our overall theme of understanding behaviors and how they can sometimes become difficult to control. Recognizing addiction helps us see the importance of balance and awareness in our actions. Let's take a closer look at how we can classify these words into different categories. First, we have fruits, which include banana and apple. These are naturally sweet and healthy options. Next, we have vegetables like cabbage. Moving on, there are items like ice cream, cake, and donut, which are desserts or treats. Then we have cold drinks such as Coke and soda, which are popular beverages. You'll also notice some fast food items like a burger, French fries, and a fish sandwich. Finally, there's egg, which doesn't fit neatly into a single category but is often considered a protein source. Recognizing these categories helps us understand the different types of foods and drinks we encounter daily. It also highlights how diverse our diet can be, ranging from healthy options to indulgent treats. After reading, I want to highlight some key takeaways. First, the letter F appears twice, which emphasizes the importance of foundational skills. These are the basics that support everything else we do. Then, we see T listed twice, pointing to the significance of technical proficiency and teamwork. What's really important here is understanding how these elements interconnect. Building a strong foundation with F allows us to develop T skills effectively. This, in turn, enhances our overall performance and aligns with the broader goal of continuous improvement. So, when you're applying what you've learned, remember that mastering the basics and refining your technical and collaborative skills are essential for sustained success. This slide reinforces the idea that progress is built on these core components. After reading this slide, I want to emphasize that sometimes giving up certain foods or habits is necessary for a healthier lifestyle. It's important to recognize when it's time to change your eating habits. This might mean gradually cutting down on foods that are not beneficial or, in some cases, stopping altogether. Turning down foods that tempt us can be challenging, but it's a crucial step towards better health. I also want to highlight that worrying too much about these changes can be counterproductive. Instead, focus on making steady, manageable adjustments. Remember, change takes time and patience, and staying committed to your goals is key. So keep in mind that these actions, giving up, changing habits, turning down temptations, are all part of the process of taking control of your health and well-being. After reading this slide, I want to emphasize the importance of knowing when to give up certain habits or foods that might not be serving us well. Sometimes, it's necessary to make a firm decision to change your eating habits for better health. This could mean cutting down gradually or even going all in and stopping certain foods altogether. The key is to turn down foods that tempt us or don't contribute to our well-being. And I know, it's natural to worry about these changes. They can be challenging. But remember, worrying shouldn't hold you back. Instead, focus on how these adjustments are a positive step toward a healthier lifestyle. So, giving up or changing what we eat is about making mindful choices and staying committed to our overall health goals. All right, let's take a closer look at this chart. Here, we've got two symbols, a check mark for healthy food and a cross for junk food. The idea is to visualize how different choices impact our health and overall well-being. When you see a check mark, think of foods that nourish your body, fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, that give you energy and keep you feeling good. On the other hand, the cross indicates junk food, things like sugary snacks, fast food, and processed items that might taste good in the moment but can have negative effects if eaten too often. This visual helps us really understand the importance of making mindful choices. Choosing healthy foods consistently can boost your energy, improve your mood, and even prevent long-term health issues. Meanwhile, frequently opting for junk food can lead to problems like weight gain, fatigue, and other health concerns. So, as we connect this to our overall theme, remember that small daily decisions add up. Opting for the checkmark foods more often can make a significant difference in your health journey. It's about creating habits that support your well-being and help you live your best life. All right, let's wrap things up with the final slide. Here, I want to highlight the importance of the workbook exercise, labeled as H on page 280. This exercise is a valuable tool to reinforce what we've covered today. I encourage you to complete it thoroughly, as it will help solidify your understanding and skills. Remember, doing the homework is a key part of the learning process. It connects all the concepts we've discussed and puts them into practice. So take your time with it, and don't rush. Think of it as a way to make sure you're ready to apply these ideas in real-world situations. Keep these exercises in mind as a stepping stone to mastering the material, and I look forward to seeing your progress.